Hello everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Jim and I started on this journey not long ago, and this has just exploded into an opportunity for so many of us. And I hope what we capture here today is that we not only just explain to you about this seed, but we educate you on what this God-given amazing food is doing for so many. I don't want you to just hear this from me, but I want you to hear this from someone that's become a great friend of ours, Dr. Bob Arnott. Some of you will probably know him from TV, but what you may not know is that he's also the bestseller of many books written on nutrition. So just sit back, open your mind, open your heart, relax, and enjoy.
One of Sherry's favorite stories and mine is that of the Aztecs, and it's where the Mila story begins. The Aztec warriors were some of the bravest and boldest in history. They were blessed with amazing foods, which gave them the strength, energy, and determination to build one of civilization's most famous empires. The greatest of those foods was a super seed named chia. Called the running food, Aztec warriors often survived on chia alone during their many battles. As good as the seed was, even 500 years ago, the Aztecs realized they had to grind their chia to get its maximum nutritional value. Today, the chia with the greatest nutritional value is called Mila, and it's also ground, though with a high-tech micro-slicing technique which cuts chia into the precise size and shape required to deliver the highest nutritional value possible to our bodies. Chia was so fundamental to the Aztec success and beliefs that the Spanish burned the large-scale production fields to destroy their civilization, after which chia disappeared from large-scale production for the last 500 years. The fight with the Spanish was incredibly close. With a proprietary blend of chia available in Mila today, one can only imagine how events might have turned out differently. Mila might have tipped the balance for the Aztecs. Why? Mila is the greatest plant-based source of omega-3s and is so loaded with nutrients that it ranks as the world's healthiest whole food. But with the many different varieties of chia available throughout the world, the fundamental question is, what makes Mila the best? Well, the best way to understand why the proprietary blend in Mila is so good is to look at the production of Mila right from our farms to your table. Food scientist Dr. Al Bushway bought his first chia in 1978 and has studied it at the University of Maine in the Food Science Department in Human Nutrition since the early 1980s. He is a leading expert on chia, who I interviewed recently in Maine.
The major benefits of chia, the big properties that one looked at from a nutrition standpoint. One is the fact that it has significant amounts of dietary fiber, both soluble and insoluble. The fact that it has a high amount of the omega-3 fatty acid, particularly it's high in alpha-linoleic acid. I think those are two very, very important factors.
Chias grow in a diverse group of countries. It's native to Mexico, Guatemala, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Argentina. Australia now has the greatest production capacity. Mila is a careful and scientific blend of the world's finest strains of chia, which gives Mila the highest in all 5 nutritional categories: protein, fiber, antioxidants, phytonutrients, and omega-3s of any chia product currently on the market. For instance, on a test for antioxidant values, Mila scores 1,157 orcs versus 750 for some other chia products. Mila seeds are carefully selected for this high nutrient value and then planted in fields with the best possible combination of location, altitude, precipitation, temperature, and soil quality.
The ideal growing conditions for chia would probably be temperatures that would probably exceed 85 and 90 degrees for a fairly long part of the season.
Before shipping from the field, Mila's chia is cleaned twice, using air and then a mechanical cleaning technique so as to maximize its cleanliness, 99% or better. Jim Ware oversaw the engineering behind the production of Mila.
We want to be sure that when you're consuming Mila, that you're getting the highest quality, consistency, and cleanliness that we know how to bring to you. Right now we have 8 different strains of seed that we bring into the warehouse. Now, we blend many of those different variations, and we're constantly, as new harvests come, testing every single strain of seed that comes in our warehouse. And once that blend has been accomplished, we test that to ensure that each of the categories of nutritions are met. Not just the highest oil seed or just the highest protein seed, but the highest oil, protein, fiber, phytonutrients, and antioxidants.
The 5-step cleaning process continues at this facility in Orlando, Florida, with further mechanical, ozone, and ultraviolet techniques.
During transport, we never know what the seed really comes in contact with. So by using ultraviolet lighting, it kills 99.9% of all airborne bacteria.
Up to 2 years' worth of meal, worth tens of millions of dollars, is stored in a climate-controlled warehouse to meet the demands of rapidly expanding distribution. Meal is processed in this $400,000 food-grade room, specifically constructed for chia, with a specialized ventilation system and HEPA filters. Every precaution is taken.
Too many companies are utilizing just open warehouse spaces, or maybe even their, their kitchen. So this room was built specifically for the processing of chia.
A proprietary micro slicer was built after months of tests that precisely cuts the chia seeds into the size and shape that makes the greatest amount of nutrients available to the human body by creating the greatest surface area and preserving the omega-3 content.
Bioavailability is based on how many surface areas you present to the body.
Now, if you decrease the particle size, that does make those particles, you get a bigger surface area, it's going to make them more available to the digestive enzymes.
And let's take just slicing some tomatoes. If I have a dull edge and I slice this, I just really squish it, and I'm losing a lot of the nutritional quality. On the other hand, with really, really sharp blades, look how finely I can slice this, leaving all of the goodness protected in each slice. The seeds act like water balloons that burst if ground with the vortex method, and they also lose much of their oil. Large sizes fail to grind the hard shell. Smaller sizes squeeze out the omega-3s. Traditional milling creates heat and presses the precious omega-3s out.
It was very difficult to come up with the right process to open this seed up and make it most bioavailable. There was nothing out there. Everything else seemed to just explode the seed. It was like a water balloon, and there was just a gushy mess of all this oil and cake throughout these different machines that we tested. And finally we just said, you know what, we need to have one built. We need to do experiment after experiment after experiment, and we finally found the perfect operation, the perfect process.
A food safety specialist oversees the production of meal. LifeMax also employs and adheres to GMPs, or good manufacturing practices, like those required of pharmaceutical products and medical devices.
When we're feeding every man, woman, and child, we want to be sure that every step of the process is monitored by someone who knows what they're doing.
Anybody can start a chia distribution company by bagging seeds in their garage or here in their kitchen and creating a great-looking website.
There's two different things that we found, particularly in different packaging of seeds, especially what we've seen over the internet, is little tiny brown seeds. Now these are immature seeds because the farmers are quick to harvest. But what's more or less evident is the weed seeds. They look just like the chia seed, but they're a little bit bigger.
The investment in meal production is already into the tens of millions of dollars, right down to the final packing process.
And our packer uses a sophisticated system that doesn't press the seed. When it's filled in the bag, it's not pressed into the bag. It is just gently laid into the bag.
As much care is taken in the cultivation, blending, and processing of what ultimately becomes meal, the same careful adherence to quality standards and the meticulous attention to detail extends to the packaging of meal. To that end, the packaging process is conducted under the rigorous standards of an environment that adheres to 100% quality control lot testing, HACCP principles, certified organic standards, and AIB inspection. That means you can count on the quality, safety, and nutritional benefits of meal bag after bag.
We're dedicated our life to this, and we want to ensure that it's the best always. And we want to give our distributors the very best, and so that they can be proud that knowing that when they give this bag of meal to their mother, their grandmother, that they feel confident that so much has been put into this bag. This is real science behind the seed, and we will always ensure the very best quality.
We are a force to be reckoned with, and we can change the world, and that's a big statement, but I honest to God believe that we can change the world. We can put a mark on mankind that no one can erase.